What are the factors that are getting in the way of AI agency success? My name is Florian Rölke and I have been working as a coach in the AI Automation by Jack community, and in this video you're going to learn what the major pitfalls are that we have seen across hundreds of cases of people who have failed, people who have succeeded, people who have already become successful and succeeded even more, and what we've learned from that. So pitfall number one is that you don't validate the offer first, that you actually just start building something, you get lost in the details of it because you don't have the discernment of what's good and what's not good, because you haven't really tested it in the marketplace yet. On the other hand, if you actually go and just fulfill what the marketplace tells you and you find your niche based on that, it's a much better approach. Oftentimes we've seen that even arbitrarily, and that's mistake number two, arbitrarily picking your niche is not necessarily the way to go. What you rather want to do is you want to go into the market, even if you get started as a generalist, there's no problem about that, and then follow the trails of the market demand, because just because somebody else is able to get traction in a certain industry does not mean that you will too. There are all kinds of invisible factors, psychologically speaking, which are very real. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that they are not affecting you. Just because they are not visible doesn't mean that they are not impacting you and your performance and your business, etc. So with that, test the market demand, find out what your market match in the industry can be. And oftentimes it makes sense to start as a generalist and then go out into the marketplace and make the experiences and pick based on market demand, not arbitrarily. I have yet to see somebody truly pick an industry and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then they're just going to do it. Usually the way that an industry evolves, a niche evolves, is that you find an existing need in the marketplace, you serve that first, you start working with different businesses, and then you find a niche use case. We've seen everything from real estate underwriting to debt settlement to kitchen countertops, custom railings, gutters, financial services, landscaping, hardscaping in luxury areas. We've seen insurance, employment insurance solutions. We have seen government contracting bids in all like different compliance. We've seen compliance for legal marijuana. We've seen all kinds of different use cases that were so niche that you could only have really come up with it once you actually go into the industry and find a use case based on that. And that might give you actually something to really consider. What would be a good use case for you? What would be a use case that you would feel is worth going all in on? And then it is about confronting that and actually having the courage to say no to everything else and do just this one thing and this one thing only. Okay. Third major mistake is that people overestimate how much it actually takes to win. People they overestimate how little is required to actually build a good offer, and they underestimate what it actually takes to win. They overestimate how simple an offer really can be. They overestimate how much of technical knowledge is actually required. Oftentimes we also see that the best performing offers is actually by people who are able and willing to dumb it down. I had a case study with a lady who was running AI trainings, and during the interview I could really sense that she had a bit of insecurity about all of that, because she is in this community with all of these experts, and she was not an expert like those. But on the other hand, she was able to make much more money and monetize much better. And so what I pointed out to her is like, you actually have got this, like you've got this right? You want to find a way to make it simple for people, because even, and I see this all the time, people, talking against people who, for example, stand on stage and do trainings on Microsoft Copilot, for example. Some very basic implementations. And then they always come back to us into the community and say, okay, that's all that there is out there. But they particularly make it simple for people so that the market can understand that. Just imagine you would get right now into financial engineering or into quantum physics or into some niche engineering field of biochemistry where, or like with liquids, you just get into the oil and gas industry and you learn about all of, you gotta like dumb it down. You gotta like really make it simple for a beginner to understand, because that's where the top of the funnel is. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the third mistake. People overestimate how much technical expertise is actually required, and they underestimate what's actually required to win. How much volume, how much volume and how much quality of volume also. Because you can do volume quite easily, but then you gotta find the bridge between the volume and the quality, because unless there is some good reason to respond to the message, there won't be any responses. So these are the top 3 factors that I see that are getting in the way of AI agency owners. Other factors are that oftentimes people are not able to give away things for free and not willing to. They are holding on to their secrets. We've seen that as soon as NNN came out, that people are holding on and guarding their templates as a secret, as some kind of secret sauce that they gather and cherish, and it's not that. So we need to also be able to give everything away for free. I cherish you to give it all away, lay it all out, bring it all to the light, to the public light, because if you have anything at all, it's good enough to publish. Like, you want to find a way to get some attention, right? Online too. Meeting people in person, but then getting attention online by just giving it all away. Because when you hold on to that, then you think that that's all this. Once you've published it, and then you've taken a look at what you've published, then you're going to really see and understand that there's more that you can publish afterwards. But you only get there once you take the first step. You can't see step 120 ahead when you haven't really taken the first step. So take the courage, take the leap of faith, take also the realization that it may not even be that good, what you've worked on for so long, and just go and give it all away. I had that experience too, where I was just publishing everything that I've ever made, all of my automations, all of my internal systems, everything that I use. I give that all away to the community. And now I get so many inquiries, and people are just really asking for help and appreciate me for that. So with that, yep, give it all away. And these are the top 4 mistakes that I see AI agency owners make.